say to you again, here we are at the International Hotel Investment Forum in Berlin for 2026 edition. Great to have you with us. I'm very excited to have with me in the studio Dimitris Manikis, President and Managing Director, EMEA for Wyndham Hotels and Resorts. Welcome, Dimitris. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm really pleased. You pronounce my name better than I do. Well done. Well done.
Well,
it's all this Greek. It's all this Greek experience. Nice.
My wife's half Greek.
Exactly. That's fantastic.
So Wyndham in Europe is on a huge growth spurt. You've been opening hotels regularly, franchise model, of course. Does scale become an enemy in that regard, or is there much runway left to go? You have a few brands to play with, etc. But Wyndham is becoming quite a force in Europe. Is too much?
No, not really, because think about it. If you look at the US, 80 to 90% are branded hotels. In Europe, I think it's about 25 to 30%. So there's a lot of opportunity for us to grow in Europe. The other thing that we're doing, which is really exciting for us, not that Europe isn't, is the new territories, the new markets that we're opening. As people are looking for new experiences, as people are looking for new things to explore, look at the CIS, right? Look at 5 years ago, we made a decision. We said, okay, where's the next big thing? Because if you think about it, everybody talks about where's the next big thing, right? Either in their personal lives or business life, where's the next big thing? And we said, okay, what about if we go to Georgia? What about if we go to Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan? And then we realized that this is where one of the next big things is. So today we're the biggest international brand in the country of Georgia. We are either leading position or among the three top international brands in places like Armenia, like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan. So these are places that when you go, you realize what you've missing. When I went to Tashkent for the first time, I said, my goodness, what have I missed all these years? I mean, the people, the food, the experience, the archaeology, the history. And that is something that gives me the comfort to answer your question that no, it's not enough. The other thing that is happening, Terry, and you know that better than I do, is the way the world explodes and the way the world is actually changing travel habits. Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities now becoming more important. Yes, you talk about capital cities and metros, but now smaller cities in Denmark, in Sweden, in Norway, in Greece, smaller islands are becoming far more popular. Because why? Infrastructure development allows that to happen. So is growth enough? The answer is no. You can still grow as long as you do it in a very sustainable manner, and you do it in a way that actually respects local communities and respects the fact that you are actually invited in somebody's land to develop a new property or a new brand. That is something that we always have to keep in mind. And that's what we've done in those new areas. We really respected that the way the countries actually wanted to grow their tourism.
And talking about secondary, tertiary, or quaternary, is that I forget what word for it. India. I mean, it's a massive opportunity, isn't it? I mean, you need that network of hotels to take the guests from. India
is a very another, but again, you one size doesn't fit all. If you look at our trajectory in India, we have 100 hotels now in India. In Eurasia, I think we have about 96 in India and another 4 in Bangladesh and so forth. We just opened our newest hotel in Nepal. India is twofold. We see the opportunity. We see the opportunity of growing in India, 80% domestic business, Terry, India to India, but the fastest growing middle class in the world. The fastest aviation history order in the history of aviation, 800, 900 planes between Indigo and Air India. An economy class or a middle class that economically, what is the first thing they want to explore? They cannot afford to buy an apartment. They want to explore the world. They want to go out. That population to us is the second biggest opportunity in India. So we grow in India for India, but at the same time, we see the outbound of India as a huge opportunity for us. The other thing that is important for us is the inbound tourism to India. Think about this. Greece, 9 million people, population, 35 million tourists. India, 1.4 billion people, 10 million tourists. think of the inbound opportunity for us. We have 120 million Wyndham Rewards members. A fraction of those that travel in our hotels in India, that opens up a completely new opportunity for us. That's why India for us, it's not just about growing within India, there are all sorts of other opportunities that we see in doing so. So I'm very excited about India. I spend every second month I go to India. We have a great office, great talent. So yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned it because India for us, it's a huge opportunity for the future.
And you were on a panel this morning that I attended on the Middle East and North Africa, obviously topical subject at the moment, unfortunately. What's your scale there? What's your exposure there? And how are you pivoting that demand? I mean, it's got to be tough.
Look, it is tough. We have about 65 to 70 hotels in that region. As I said in the panel this morning, this is not, this is not how can I say, this is just a pause. That's the word I was looking for. It's just a pause. I'm not going to determine the Wyndham's future in MENA or the UAE or Saudi or whatever of what is happening at the moment. I'm personally devastated because I'm a father of two. I'm personally devastated of what is happening from a humanitarian point of view. But equally, I look at my team and I get a lot of confidence in terms of this is not over. The destinations, they have a lot still to offer. It's just a pause for us. In cases like this, you have to mind for your own team members, your team members at the hotels, make sure that you put the right measures in place to help the hotels through this difficult period. But we're not going to pack and go. I'm telling you categorically, we are not going to pack and go. We believe in the region, we believe in the perspective, we believe in the future. And one thing that I've learned through my 36 years of experience in this industry, when you fall fast, but when you rebound equally fast. So when the rebound happens, we're going to be there because we're not going to leave.
And people as young as we are, we've seen this happen a few times, blip to blip.
Thank
and
you. That's a good compliment. Thank you. Yes. People, between the two of us, we've got about 140 years.
Possibly.
Yes, possibly. We can delete that.
80 years, maybe.
Yes, 80 years, yes.
How's hotel financing changed across your portfolio as you expand into these countries? So finance stack, is it about high density, high margin now for owners, or are they looking for something else?
Look, owners always want more. Right, that's the definition of an owner. Either you are an...
Is it?
Yes, always want more.
Am I being naive?
No. They always want more. What is the reason of getting into hospitality, right? If you look at a guy in India, right? He's made his money in X industry and then he buys a hotel. He buys the hotel, why? Because he wants to leave something tangible from a real estate to his kids. Legacy to the family and so forth. That guy wants to do it right, and he wants the brand to deliver. That's our duty of care, I said in the panel this morning. We have a duty of care to deliver. Obviously, there are a number of different players in hospitality. You have the institutionals, you have the sovereign funds, family offices, but equally you have the SMEs, the small, medium business enterprises. And this is the biggest owners group of Wyndham. Because of our brands and because of the way our brands have been developing, doing business with these individual owners is our number one priority, and at the same time making the right thing, duty of care. Look at Turkey. In Turkey, for example, we have 140 hotels. Out of those 140 hotels, I think we have 135 owners. So every owner, one hotel. Every owner, one hotel. What does that guy want? A better yield for his asset, better performance, obviously, recycling that when he has to recycle that asset to have a residual value so that asset can provide more proceeds for his family. But above all, he's proud of what he's got. He's proud of that asset. We need to respect that, and we need to provide, and we need to do the best for that asset. Now, interest rates are changing. You see the cost of running a hotel changing. You see the energy. Yeah, yes, I get all that. But at the same time, I see technology helping a lot those owners to become more innovative. Food waste, mobile check-in, check-out. And this is where Wyndham Advantage for us is a huge advantage. You know, we're digitalizing the guest journey. We're bringing a lot of technology to help those owners minimize their costs. We're introducing through our Wyndham Green program, the sustainable plan that we have at Wyndham, food waste, energy cost savings. All of that together makes it part of our duty of care to those owners. So do we get everything right? No. Are we perfect? No. But we're actually learning a lot in the process, and we're delivering far more.
Is it a two-track direction? Because not only these SMEs you're talking about and single owners or 2 or 3 hotels, but you're doing a lot of partnerships.
Correct.
I mean, a lot of companies are, but especially Wyndham, you bolt on perhaps a scale.
Correct.
So are the two things working in parallel? Or is it different markets? In India, probably both.
They are. They are in parallel. One size doesn't fit all, obviously. The good news about us is that we learn to play in both camps. We are equally comfortable with an institutional investor and a bank this morning, and 5 minutes later, talking to a guy who wants to develop a 65-room hotel in Bangalore or in Mumbai. That's the beauty of Wyndham. That's the beauty of what we do. And I don't take exclusivity. If you look at some of our friends in the industry, the other brands, they equally do the same. I think we've all adapted to a world where, again, one size doesn't fit all, because the ownership scale of hospitality is changing. For me, what is important is to make sure that whatever you do, either being institutional, sovereign fund, family office, or the guy who just opened up 65 rooms, you do equally good for him and his business. I'll give you an example. I was in Cappadocia about 3 months ago. We opened up 28 rooms. The Cave Hotel in Cappadocia, 28 rooms. I mean, somebody would say, oh my God, Wyndham, 9,000 hotels around the world. Why they're making so much fuss about 28 rooms in Cappadocia? It was our first cave hotel that we opened in a unique location like Cappadocia.
Experiential travel.
Exactly. Those 28 rooms are equally important to me as the 500 rooms in terms of what it stands for us in duty of care. We opened up our first Wyndham Grand in India, and a magnificent property. You gotta do the right thing for these guys. It's their money, it's their family. I met the whole family. It was an amazing occasion when we opened that hotel. You wake up in the morning and the first thing is, how can I stay relevant? What is the best that me and my team can do to actually do the best for those owners? I think that's the ethos at Wyndham, and one of our cultural acronym that we use is "Count on me." That's what drives everything that we do. Count on your colleague, but equally count on us to deliver the right value to those franchisees.
And lastly, I want to touch on sustainability.
Yeah.
Not just doing right for the planet. I know you have 2 daughters, but the finance and the insurance premiums funneling through the ESG part of the hotels. How is that moving through the Wyndham scale, and what do you think the future holds in that?
Look, first of all, for Wyndham, sustainability is not a flash in the pan. It's not just another thing that we care about. It has never left our narrative. What I'm really a bit disappointed, is that I go to a lot of conferences and AI seems to be taking now the center stage versus sustainability, which I always thought that sustainable hospitality is the future. For us at Wyndham, our Wyndham Green program, we're the first brand, I think, in the economy scale that we made the level 1 as brand standards. So if you want to do business with us, at least the level 1 needs to be met. We're investing a lot of money on technology to help, as I said, food waste, energy, water. But more importantly, we work constantly with our franchisees to make them understand that sustainability is not, as I said, one flash in the pan, and second, is a long-term game. You cannot wake up one day and say, I just became a sustainable hotel. I'll give you an example. I was talking about 6 months to the owner of our Ramada in Lucknow in India. And we handed him level 5 certification, which is the top certification in Wyndham Green. And I said, you know what, sir, I'm so gobsmacked. You spend millions of dollars. You got level 5. Even bigger hotels and in other locations haven't managed. What was the drive? And he said, look, I didn't do it for you. I didn't do it for your brand. I didn't even do it for me. I did it for my kids because they deserve a better day and a better tomorrow. That to me is the main message that hospitality, they tell us we are the most unsustainable industry in the world. We're the biggest employer in the world. I think we have to prove to the world, and that's what we keep on doing, all of us, that we do care about the planet, we do care about sustainability, and we're now using AI and technology to help us in this journey. This is where I see AI and sustainability actually meeting. I don't want the AI conversation to replace the sustainability conversation, but to complement. Technology can actually help us become far more sustainable in the next 5 to 10 years. On all the things that I said, from energy, cost, food waste, water supply, everything. AI can really help us a lot. So it is very relevant, it is important, and as I said, it's the best thing that we can do to give back more than we take.
And after this crisis is over, we will get to a better tomorrow, won't we? Dimitris, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely, as always.
I'm Terence Baker, News Editor, Europe, Middle East and Africa, and I'm the host of The Upgrade, a CoStar News Hotels podcast for the EMEA region. In it, I discuss with special guests the pressures, challenges, joys and exhilaration that comes with managing, owning and developing hotels in our glorious multifaceted industry. Discovering the EMEA region from the scenic northern shores of Norway to heights of Table Mountain in South Africa, and most likely some chat about birdwatching, distance running and the English Premiership. Join us wherever you find your podcasts, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify and on other platforms.
This episode was recorded on March 23rd, 2026 at the International Hospitality Investment Forum in Berlin by Meredith Sheridan. It was edited for podcast by Sean McCracken. Visit costar.com/hotelnews for more of our coverage and find all of our podcasts on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen.